Seriously, dude, we have to fix this. The negligence of TIs for years, ignoring the ZRC owners. It comes down to this: you have to build your own harness. They make the best head units in the market for these cars, but seriously, come on guys. This MC wire here gives power to the whole sound system of the car. It needs to be tapped to the accessory red wire so it will give you sound. There's an infinite amount of people complaining of not having sound after connecting these harnesses, and also having pop sounds when they turn off the head unit. Tapping these two wires will solve both problems. The next problem is the buzzing noise that comes out to the speakers and the over amplified sound. It comes out too loud. You can purchase this device from Amazon, and the orientation is like this. The input comes from the black harness from the radio, and the output goes to the gray harness, and it's easy to match the color coded wires. I left the adjustment knobs by default because they tend to be a little bit brittle. They break when you try to adjust the output. I also use tester tape to avoid the convoluted wiring. On this side we have the steering wheel control interface. From it we have this harness that connects to port C, and the only brown wire that gets the signal from the backup camera. You can tap this with another posi tap, and it goes to the red wire that comes from the backup camera. On the steering wheel control interface we have this orange wire. From this harness you can detach this wire, or you can cut it and isolate it, which is my case. I've kept this wire on this harness, and don't get confused because we have two orange wires together. This one has a white stripe, but the one we need is this one, the plain orange one that has to be connected to the gray harness. This one is useful because this is the illumination dimmer. This wire is useful when you turn on the headlights, the screen will dim, and this widget will indicate the action. Honestly, dude, I'm not sponsored by TIs, but let me tell you something. The other head units like this one that I tried before will never fit flush to the fascia. You have to make sacrifices and adaptations. Besides that, you have to adapt your own steering wheel control interface with the risk of blowing the main fuse. That was the case when I tried to adapt the PAC steering wheel control interface. Their information on their websites is usually not complete or non-existent, and most of the time confusing. The other complaint about this head units is the quality of the Bluetooth sound. It is horrible, horrible, horrible. You gotta be deaf for not noticing the difference. And the only time when I got great quality of sound was when I was tuning on the radio stations. Its head units and installations are expensive, and it's shameful to utilize an extra Bluetooth transmitter connector to compensate this lack of competence. But hey, TI's also neglected the Fascia dash kit. You have to adapt, cut, or get new passenger indicator lights or the hazard button, just like this one. This guy installed the Japanese European emblem and the hazard switch. Those two are super expensive to get here in the United States, but they fit with no extra compromises. I had to get the non-navigation hazard button straight from Honda, and I also had to send to print out this bracket that houses this button. Thanks to Chris Arcus on the ZRZ forums for providing the designs of this 3D printed part. But a good thing about this Fascia dash kit is you can detach it from the dashboard easily to work on the wiring. And don't get discouraged or intimidated by this mess. Everything is color coded, and some harnesses are not gonna be used. I just tucked them in. Let's fire this up, and it's gonna take a few seconds for the first time. You can also customize this boot up screen with your own emblem. The next thing is to program the steering wheel control interface by going to the settings of the radio and then to device. From there, I tapped on car model, enter canvas settings, and then I choose RZC, Honda, CRV in 2012 or height. The next thing is going to factory settings and type 1 68 and confirm. From there, we can go to adjust the volume of the different inputs. In my case, it's the Bluetooth music input because it comes lowered by default. And I can also adjust the Bluetooth phone volume. One of the features that I like the most besides being an Android head unit is the customization of this widget. You can customize some stuff on this vehicle. This widget will animate when you are driving. It will speed up once your speed increases, and this car will tilt left or right when you're taking turns. And you can also experiment with all the features and applications pre-installed on this head unit. You can sideload your own applications, and you can also get access to Wi-Fi or any other 5G or 4G data service through the SIM card adapter on the back of this head unit. You can also customize how the launcher looks with these 4 pre-installed themes. This is the first one, the automatic mode, as well as the favorite one that I have installed on mine, which shows the animated widget with that vehicle, and the music media widget on left, which shows what song is playing through Bluetooth. It doesn't show the album cover, but it's better than nothing. And yes, the sound on the Bluetooth is the best. And I utilize the provider microphone because I don't like to make more adaptations to the Honda hands-free link. See you. Ciao, alligators.